think I might be depressed. I wrote that line before I spoke to a psychotherapist. Turns out I actually am. Who'da thunk it? Good morning, everybody. Are you ready for this episode of Debbie Downer Hits Downtowner? This kid has been in a weird slump lately. I'm not posting about this episode on my Instagram because my family looks at it, and I don't want to trigger any sort of feelings or actions. I've already been threatened once, and I don't need to risk my freedom, my job, or my sanity. So if you are family, just know that I'm fine. I don't have the motivation to do anything drastic. I don't even know what the trigger was. I just know that the last couple of weeks, my desire to get out of bed has dwindled. I have absolutely no desire to talk to anyone at all. And when I do have social interactions, they're so forced. It's almost automatic how my mouth can say something without any feeling or emotion behind it. It's scary, actually. I wonder how often my brain goes on autopilot when my mind has gone black. I've been thinking a lot about my self-worth, how little I feel I contribute to others' lives, how I should just give in. I've pulled way back on smoking since I don't have much, and my dreams have been more vivid. The other night I dreamt I was drunk in the woods, and right as I was about to throw myself off of a tree limb, my dog started barking and woke me up. I have been dating, but everything feels very hollow. Rejection feels 10 times worse. Attachment is meaningless. By the way, if anyone I am hanging out with hears this, don't take it personally. If we're still talking, it's because I'm hoping I'll be able to push myself past this. But we'll see. I'm losing enjoyment in things I used to care about, people I used to love being around. As I type this, I feel my stomach knotting up because one day I won't be around, and I justify my withdrawal as practice for the future. I pulled back from my only actual friend because it's not beneficial to me to hear all the areas I should be improving my life when I'm trying first and foremost to be happy. I don't care about a vacuum right now. I don't care about a gym. I care about meaning. And my friends are asking me to find meaning in the things that they care about. Just be happy, they say. Snap out of it. Get over it. Feelings are fleeting. But the same feelings bubble up over and over again, and it takes a lot of energy to suppress that. Tried to get a second job to fill the gap, but that didn't work out. I think that I was just hoping to buy time. Anyway, I'm mentally exhausted. I'll probably be over it by the time I post this episode, but I'm starting to dislike myself for the burden that I'm becoming. I finally found a place I can go to get actual professional help. I did it because my roommate basically threatened me, and even though I know she probably had good intentions, I don't have a lot of desire to address her considering what I was told in my session. They asked a shitload of questions. Fortunately, I'm not as damaged as I sometimes believe I am. I don't hear voices, no hallucinations. I've never thought about killing somebody. I did have to withhold some information out of fear they might think that I was a danger to myself. Like, when's the last time you thought about killing yourself? Oh, like a year and a half ago. A lie. So in order to qualify for any form of assistance, I had to be formally diagnosed. And they essentially told me what I'd already gathered. Major depressive disorder, recurrent, mild to moderate. A side note, the All of the Lights interlude on Kanye's My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy is so perfect. You can disagree with me if you want, but you might be more crazy than I am. Anyway, I'm not on any form of treatment yet. My full intake session is like 6 weeks from now. But during that session, I'll meet up with an MD and a clinician to work out a plan for me, whatever that may entail. This next session should take up to 4 hours, so thank goodness for sick time. From what I understand, a lot of their treatment consists of cognitive behavioral therapy, CBT, and with consistency, I'm hoping for a change in my thinking. I know I often struggle with negative thoughts, and even when I recognize that they're irrational, it's sometimes difficult to separate that from reality. I have some thoughts on medication, though. I was pretty adamant in the past that I didn't want to be put on pharmaceuticals, and to a large extent, I still do feel that way. In 2010, 2011, I was speaking to a psychiatrist, but if you have any experience with them, you know the sessions are 15 minutes, and the entire purpose is reevaluating if more medication is necessary. At the time, I cycled between Wellbutrin, a norepinephrine dopamine reuptake inhibitor, Klonopin, and Ativan, both benzodiazepines. In retrospect, the benzos just kept my body running slowly, but also, I started smoking a lot of weed at the same time, so it honestly could have been a combination of the two. So this time around, I'm not opposed to some drugs, more specifically the NDRIs, but definitely not interested in any SSRIs or any other class of drugs that may affect my weight or my sex drive. But also, I'm not a doctor, so we'll see. Anyway, this is just a short one to keep you guys updated. I'm working on being more consistent with this thing, so bear with me as I work out the logistics. In the meantime, subscribe and rate, especially on iTunes. And by the way, quick question. If you actually listen to this, I'm curious as to how you found my podcast, so throw me a line at blue@hihowareyou.us, the letter U, the letter S. Where'd you find my podcast? Were you searching for something? One of my other episodes pull up? Did you read about it on Reddit? Did you see it linked somewhere else? I'm kind of curious as to where I'm getting my traffic from. That's it. Put you to sleep.